Hey everybody. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about cron tabs and how to do that. And it's actually really not that difficult. I'm going to do it on a Mac. It'll work on pretty much every system. One of the things you want to think about is what you want the time frequency is to be. I'm going to talk about that and show you. We're going to create a real simple one, just a bash shell script. And when we create it, you'll be able to run through it. You'll see it run and then you'll see it update. So I'm going to use a date time to actually do that so we can actually see it real time as it goes through it. Um, Pretty simple and something actually really useful. All right, so let's get into it. Uh, yeah, I'll start. Let's just create a simple bash script to start. So let's go into here. And all right, so right from here, I'm going to create a new file and I will call it, and you can put it anywhere you want. I'm just doing it because I already have this project to it. Let's put it down here. Uh, New project, and it's going to be a bash script. So let's keep it simple. Echo what? Just do this. Today's. Let's do this. And bash. Then echo. Uh, Today's date. See if that works. I will call it my date.sh. And then to run it, you literally should be able to just do my date.sh if I'm in the right directory. Uh, Bash my date.sh. No, it doesn't like that. Sorry. I don't think we even need that, to be honest with you. Great. So that worked. And now let's put it to a file so we can actually see it. And we will do my date.lg. Perfect. So in a bash script, and I think I can do this. I don't know what key it is. Hold on, let me preferences. So let's do this. Yeah, there we go. So the double arrows simply just create and concatenate, so we'll actually see it keep going. So let's get out of this and let's run it. And I will run it again. Then bash my date.sh. And now we didn't see anything on the line, but you see it created a new file, and there it is. So if I run it again, it'll write a new line, which is what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is now make that in something that runs every minute, and it'll update this file. There's some things I'm going to fail intentionally to start. So you can be like, oh, that's why that's not working. So it'll help you troubleshoot those kind of things. And let's just start. So for cron, on almost every Unix system out there, whether it be Mac or I know you can run Bash on Windows now and Linux and all of those. So it's called cron tab. If you do cron tab-L, it'll show you what crons you actually have. It'll give you a list of all your cron tabs. So for me, I don't have any yet, which is fine. So let's create one. So to create one, cron tab-E to edit. It's kind of simple. Now this is where it gets, so what I'm using here is the built-in editor for Linux. In my case, it is Vim. There's a big debate between Vim and Emacs. I'm a Vim guy if I'm going to use one. But anyway, another discussion, different day. So I'm here. So I want to insert a line. To insert a line using Vim, you press the I key. And then it enters insert mode, and you can see that down here. There's the insert mode. And then let me show you what you have to do. And then this is how you enter a command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 different values you can enter. The first one's the minute, the next one is the hour, then the day, the month, and the day of week. Sunday is 0. It's important to note. So you can run it like every Tuesday, regardless of the day, right? Or you can run it every minute, which is what we're going to do. You can also do some basic math. So let's say you wanted it every 2 minutes. You'll do the minutes divided by 2. Cool. Let's get back to where I was editing. So I'm doing an insert. I want it to run every minute. So to do every minute, it's really the easiest one. Star 2, 3, 4, 5. So back to this minute, hour, day. I forgot what day, month, year. Day, month, day. Yeah, day, month, day of week. Yeah, day, month, day of week. All right. So day, month, day of week, and then the command. So the command I want to run is called mydate.sh. Because it's a bash script, I have to tell it to use bash. So bash, and then I need the full path to it. Easiest way to get the full path is, let me exit this, and then I'll come over here, is just to go to the directory and type pwd. Then you select that. Then I'm going to come over here. I'll paste it. And then the name of the file is mydate.sh. And then to get out of insert mode, you hit the escape key, and then you do :WQ. What that does is in Vim, it will write out what you're doing and quit the browser. It'll write the buffer and then quit the editor. All right. Get an alert because I am doing it in my personal directory. I'm going to say aloud. Great. So now if I do crontab-L, I'll see it. This is the command it's running. Now, like I said, it's not going to work. And let me show you why. So first, ideally, it would be updating this right now. However, when it runs it as the user you're logged in with, unless you specify what user you want to use. And because I'm logged in as me, it will write it by default. Because remember what the file does. The file just writes out to a location. I do not have a full path here. So because I'm just writing out to a specific location, it will default to my home directory. To get to your home directory, cd tilde, right? And then here, you see this mydate.log? Let's take a look at that. Cat mydate.log. And it wrote it out. And let's see. Here, I'm going to open that file. Let's open that. mydate.log. So now let's see if it actually updates it every minute. And there it goes. Ta-da! It's really that easy. Some of the gotchas that I was going to talk about, I think it's because I've already run it. It's working now. First, know the directory it's going to write to is going to be your home directory. It will not write out where the file is written. It will default to your home directory. What you can do is give it a full path and tell it to write it to that full path, wherever you want it on your local drive. I'm going to leave this open so we can watch this while I'm going through it. Now on here, if the file did not work, and where is it? mydate.sh. If this did not work, and then sometimes, in some cases, it won't work, it's because it's not set for executable. So how do you do that? You do chmod, it's still working, chmod plus x and the name of the file, so mydate.sh. So now if I do a ls, it'll turn red. So now you see that it's executable. So what I can do is edit that cron job, and I think I should be able to just run that. I don't need to specify. Oops, right quit. Allow. And let's see at the 103. See if it writes it out again. Mainly because what that's going to do is make that file itself is executable. The reason I use bash is because bash is executable. And what I'm doing now is telling run this executable, which you do have access to, and then pass it this variable, and it's still running. And that's it for cron jobs. So if I do cron -l, you'll see it, and this is the only thing I'm running, and now it will run every minute. If I wanted it to run every 2 minutes, let me show you that. I literally do this divided by 2. Because the first one is the minute. If I wanted to run every other day, every other hour, I could do this one divided by 2, divided by 5. You get the point. But I don't need to do that. Oops. Escape. Quit. And no changes. Oh yeah, to exit Vim, super easy. You do Q with an exclamation point. I'll show you that again. Sorry. Tab-E. You hit the colon to actually get here, unless you're in an insert mode. If you're in insert mode, you hit escape to get out of insert mode, and then hit the Q and then exclamation point. And I won't change anything. I'm not doing it right. Everything's good. And as you can see, it's still writing things. Now, if I want to stop it, which I do, if I want to stop just one, I can literally just delete that one line. And what I did is I hit D in the down arrow. That's Vim. You can look up Vim on how to use all the magic keys and navigation and editing of Vim. And let me write that out. And I will say allow. Great. So now if I do cron tab-L, there is absolutely nothing there. However, it doesn't give me the error of saying no cron tab installed. If I want to get rid of all of them, I can simply do cron tab-R, which stands for remove. And now if I do L, no cron tab installed. And that's it. That's cron in a nutshell, running a basic script. You can run anything you want, and I just did a shell script so we can actually see it progress with dates, but you can run anything. You can run Python, Node, whatever you could run from a command line, you can run from a shell, from a cron tab. Really kind of nice. There are a few gotchas. I'm not so sure about launching UIs from cron tabs and doing that. If you're going to do like automated testing, I would recommend using headless. But cron's really good for scheduling events. That's what almost everything uses in some eventual backend system. They're like, we have this amazing scheduler. And what it is a really good UI that's built on top of a cron. UIs matter. It's really kind of funny. I was gonna go into a bunch of other stuff today, but I just wanted to show you how to use cron. I did want to talk about my timing. Consistency matters. I have not been consistent. I was on vacation, then I got back, and then I started sporadically doing these. And currently I've been doing them at 7 a.m. And that's not, I won't be consistent at 7 a.m. Let's just be honest. So, and a lot of people aren't up at that time. If I want to do a live one, makes sense. If I'm going to do something recorded, I could just post it and then you can view it whenever, which is what I've been doing, right? All of these are recorded. You can go back to any of my daily streams and see what I was talking about on that day. But I think what I'm going to start doing is like twice a week, probably like Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 o'clock. 8 p.m. That's Eastern time. I think that's gonna work better. Also, that'll be like 5 o'clock on the Pacific. So basically, the people will be able to view it at a regular hour. Because if I do it at 7 a.m. on East Coast, that's 4 a.m. for those West Coast people, and most people aren't up at 4 a.m. So I'm going to start doing it at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to update my website. I also did a recent, I'm starting a newsletter. It's going to be monthly. Right now, I'm just getting started. It's going to be talking about startups. I'm going to talk about some AI stuff because that's the big buzzword. And I like to simplify things for people because people are like, do we have to train our own LLM on all of our stuff to do? I was like, no, just use a tool that somebody's created. If you want to create your own tool, I could get into that. Uh, but there's so many tools out there. There's hundreds that are coming out every week. Uh, you do not need to create your own LLM. Um, I'm not going to get into that right now, but I will talk about that in the newsletter, talk about AI. I'm going to talk about career growth and team building. One of the things that keeps coming up when people ask, they're like, how do you have an engineering team with 100% retention for over 2 years? I was like, well, it's about people rather than about code. And it's a unique skill that I didn't realize is an actual unique skill. And engineers can be boxed into so many areas. They're like, oh, they're all uh, introverts and they don't like talking to people. And then they're like, oh, they just want to work on code. And some of them do, and some of them don't. But when you take a large group and put them in a box, you are not recognizing the individual and you're not helping them grow. And you got to learn about the individual themselves of what they actually want to do. You could put somebody on a project that you think is really cool and they may hate it. uh, I could go on, and I'll talk about that as part of the newsletter of like some common pitfalls. I'm actually working on an article right now about common pitfalls that startups need to avoid, uh, whether it be the hiring process, the financing, what you're building, the market fit, things like that. I have a list. I'm going to put that together. I'll have it as a PDF download for my website. Uh, I'll probably put it on the Substack as some like a free PDF to download. I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. Anyway, that's all I had for today. So let's try this new schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Kicking this off after the wonderful eclipse tomorrow. And yes, I survived the horrible earthquake of New York. A lot of people were asking. I was like, it's fine. It was. I've been in a real earthquake when I was in Seattle, and that one was a little terrifying. Um, this one, it was quite humorous, actually. Anyway, that's all I had. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to y'all soon. And have a good one. See you on Tuesday. All right.